Some like it hot. Maybe it's better to stick with slapstick, not that you get to pick. When, in the famous last minutes, Jack Lemmon flips off his wig and tosses it hard into his other hand, he means to keep it. But when Lemon, as Jerry, as Daphne, brings himself to admit, despairingly, wryly, wonderfully, "I'm a man," to Joe E. Brown, who wants to marry him, he is a man. Otherwise, there would be no joke. He will never not be a man. He just can't help it, so that when Brown delightedly, gleefully, confidently announces nobody's perfect, he could be telling the world that he's gay, or bi, or demi, or pan, as the kids now say. He lisps. He flounces. Look at his flappy hands. He too is a man in a way, or maybe a boy invulnerable to shame. He doesn't even know Jack Lemmon's real name. The braid and anchor on his hat might almost be a golden scallop shell, a token in what Jerry calls the old shell game. Joe E. Brown, alone in this cast, is happy most of the time. He grins, he winks, he twitches his circus nose. Meanwhile, Tony Curtis has proven able to redeem its apparently every red-blooded straight bloke's wet or anyway ocean-adjacent dream, the studiously, deliberately, self-protectively ditzy Marilyn Monroe, aka Sugarcane, who also believes, albeit for better reasons, that she's found a partner who fits her Miami Beach demands. One who can play, so to speak, in the same band. You have to believe it to see it. We would like you to write about Some Like It Hot. So said, and I gladly accepted the commission. Not because you are hot, but because it's a classic someone like you must know or understand. It is, like Jack Lemmon's, a compromised position. The waves stroke the bay, and the sun slaps the lens, and Jack Lemmon mouths something unintelligible even to modern lip-reading experts as credits roll, and we see money is the real subject of the movie. If you have enough, you can do what you want. Everyone else will keep laughing at you, but only behind your back. Money is what makes you eligible. And eligible, of course, means you have a choice. Traveling musicians, raconteurs, professionals fluent in body language, oboe or trombone, my advice is don't get clocked. Come out of your, as it were, shell. Go ahead and tell them who you are before you lose your nerve or your follow spot or your voice. So many people will want you to know that they didn't know, did they know, and now don't care. Would you rather they show you they're shocked, their eyes happy saucers of wanting, as if you had told them you were the Shell Oil heir? Couple more poems. Miami. Not the sense of standing alone in front of a microphone, but the adjustments of playing along with a more experienced band. Not the fear of representing an establishment, but of representing it badly, of being inundated and then shipped home. The scallops whose breathing tubes pop up above the receding salt water through the overlaps of sand. The fear you'll sink like a skipped stone. The past, as it grows away from you, is thickening. The young reader in the too often washed Avengers t-shirt with the collar cut out had asked, how do you deal with the fear of existing? The insubstantial feeling that came to you then, the vertigo and the quickening. Two more poems. I'm told we have time for. This one's called Love Poem with a Roll on its Side. It may hit different people differently. Love poem with a roll on its side. What if you really had never heard it before? The throaty voice, the credibility and strength of a man who could always pick you up and bring you to that one place and keep you there and never abandon you, who would move only slowly and never in circles, a man who would hold your hand gently and yet unrelentingly, whose very hairline crept up to a heart-shaped peak, whose gentle curves matched black tea-colored eyes and as if penciled brows, so that those farewell free as long as you need me tones of reassurance in him and him alone could be believed. There is so little on this earth you can trust, so little that comes around and never goes away, but we will always have this gem, this constant companion, this life preserver whose love is a promise you should have seen coming. He is indeed never gonna give you up, never gonna let you down, never gonna run around and desert you. Okay, this is a version of the great poem of queer affection and fire by the ancient Greek poet Sappho. It's the poem usually called Sappho 31, except that really it's about my favorite pair of queer X-Men. And if you're an X-Men fan, see what you make of it. Use the chat, I suppose. Before the wedding, that man you're standing next to, for so long I looked up to him like a god. You're immured in conversation, and when he smiles back at you now, my heart skips, and not for him. Tonight I need armor to look at you. When I want to tell you how we should be together, no human language comes out. I have known this feeling that warms then scalds me before when you and I touch. It's the best and the worst. I'm brittle tin. I'm paler than drought grass. I shake, my eyes turn black, and I can't see you anymore, and yet I do. I am going to survive this experience, even if it's like coming back from the dead. Still, I wish I could be taking your hand now, even if my horns and tail would show. Let's go upstairs for a minute and look at the moon. Thank you.
Wonderful.